I'm being serious on this channel. I just shared in the previous video that not a single thing I'm speaking about here is whimsy. I do not make these videos because I'm looking for subscribers or views. I'm making these videos because in the time when this channel goes dark, in the time when I am no longer sitting here, but I am performing another part of my duties to the Lord, it is those who have listened and taken these things seriously that will remember these words. Even if you can only remember a snippet, I believe that the Holy Spirit will replay it back to you for wisdom. Centaurs in cartoons just look like horsemen, and they just look like cartoon horsemen. In ancient so-called mythology / historical record, these were some of the fiercest fighting creatures, extremely proud and very huge. A centaur is almost twice the size of a normal human horse of the biggest variety. They all come stallion-like. So they grow to very great heights, and they are very fierce. And they are the type of warrior that fights to the death. When they are honorable, they are extremely honorable, but they always fight for self and tribe. This is the creature that was standing here in America as the MC to what I will later describe was an American get to know the aliens cultural night. I've spoken of this prophecy in other prophecies before, so I'm finally doing this prophecy itself. When these creatures reveal themselves, this nation, I'm not speaking of any other nation, the Lord has revealed to me that this nation will attempt to tell its people that these are visitors and that we should treat them with the hospitality and warm welcome that you would treat any visitors to. We should be welcoming, and we should open our hearts to our brothers from other places. And so this here, if you're wondering why I was sitting in a dark audience in a very strange and new orchestra house, and the lights come on and there's a centaur in a bow tie standing there as the MC, it's because the Lord took me to something that America will do. I was taken to the human / alien cultural night, and they were sharing their talents with us, and let us proceed. This was a black horse. The centaur was black. So it wasn't just black as in that's the color of the fur that he had or whatever you call a horse's skin. No, he was a black. And I looked at him and I was just, what am I doing here? This horse had a black person's hair. He's very handsome, a large chest and a man's waist. And then the rest of him was horse. And as I was looking, people were clapping like crazy. So the audience was mixed, us and them, and people were just so excited. And that goes to say a lot for what God has always revealed to me about the United States and how the United States takes the profane, the unclean, the unworthy, probably a moment of shock, probably a moment of fear, but then as the propaganda machine will swing into impossible high gear, and we've already seen what it's capable of with the recent C-19 that we've been going through for the last 2 years, propaganda in this nation will blow people away. Metals used in the future. There are going to be metals used in building the beast kingdom in the New World Order that are almost alive. And some of these metals are alive. They will have the capability to do things that we have never seen in this current section of life. So the metals we have, the iron and the steel and everything is like that. It's dead and it just does a couple of things. It gets hot and then it cools down, it expands and it contracts. That's about it. But these metals will have so many different uses. This steel that I saw, that had made this concert hall was almost as bendable as glass when it's hot. So the concert hall was beautiful with curves and flutes and all sorts of stuff like that. And so even though this light blue metal was like glass, it was extremely flexible and very, very strong. And I saw that you could even shape it into the wings of a bird. You could fold it like the pleats of an accordion. You could make bubbles and circles and just hang them whimsically all over the place. And sitting there, I thought, when did we learn to do this stuff? And what is this new metal that we're doing it with? And so I was sitting in the dark in a full house, and the Lord put me in the front row, center stage. And what came out onto this stage, I will go through it quickly because there is more to cover in this prophecy. So there was no curtain. And then I heard a deep voice go, "Ladies and gentlemen." You know, those voices with the right amount of baritone and the right amount of drama. That's what I heard. And then a light came on stage. And that's when I received my first shock of the evening because the MC was a centaur. He was a horse and a man. His bottom part was horse and his top part was man. And I guess as horses go, he was completely naked except for the only bow to civility in human society. He was wearing a very snazzy black